Welcome to the Pre-Snap Podcast presented by LineStar, your top 5 NFL player prop bets for Week 16. Alongside Tyler Wiemann, I'm Shannon Sommerville. We've got some great picks for you coming from the PropsAI tool on the LineStar app. If you haven't checked it out yet, LineStarApp.com is where you can find that tool that'll help you find the best value in the prop market. All right, Tyler, let's get after it this week. Week 16. Let's party. You know what? I didn't have a Sweet 16 as a kid, so we're partying this week in Week 16 in that honor. Let's crush these props. Before we do, though, like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment below. It enters you into our prop bets contest. If we go 5-0, one randomly selected commenter wins $100. Tyler, did you have a Sweet 16 as a kid?
I mean, I had a 16th birthday party. I didn't.
Yeah, that counts.
16.
I guess I didn't have one, so we got to make up for that this week. I think it's going to be a nice winning entry for us here. You can find all of our picks on Underdog, Sleeper, Chalkboard, and Parlay Play. If you don't have those apps, download them. Use the promo code LineStar though, so you can get a nice deposit match plus 1 free month of the LineStar app. All right, let's get into this Week 16 slate. It looks to be a good one. Watch out though. There's weather across the country. A couple games to note. We're looking at a Seattle-Minnesota Vikings game where there's rain in the forecast. Detroit-Chicago, about 30 degrees in that one. Cold temperatures. Also note that Jared Goff passer rating plummets just a little bit in those cold weather outdoor games. We've also got New England at Buffalo. Some freezing temperatures there. But what else can you expect? Buffalo in the middle of winter. So we've got some weather conditions. Keep an eye on that as you make your selections for Week 16. But let's get rolling here. We're going to start things off with Detroit Lions running back Jahmyr Gibbs, the Sonic of the Sonic and Knuckles duo. No more Knuckles this season. So that's why we're going over on this 89.5 rushing yards prop. LineStar's projection and the consensus with the over. And I know this line is super high considering the fact that Gibbs is only averaging about 75 rush yards per game. However, as I alluded to, no David Montgomery in this matchup. It's looking like he is out for the season. So they're going up against Chicago, a team that's 31st in rush defense DVOA. Not only is this a good matchup against a poor rush defense, but they're without their other top running back in this one, which means the volume will be there for Gibbs, especially in a cold weather game where we know that Goff and his passer rating kind of struggle a little bit, so they could lean on that run game even more in this game. What are your thoughts here for Jahmyr Gibbs?
You know, one of the things that I like about our team defense tool is the ability to change the different sample sizes we're looking at. You know, DVOA is kind of the full season type thing where we're able to look at this season, last 10, last 5, last 2 if you want. Sure. And over the last 5, Chicago, 32nd versus running back. Now you got Jahmyr Gibbs getting, a majority of the work. Over the last 10, 31st. You go to the full season and they're 29th versus the running back. Moral of the story is they've been bad versus running back all season long. And now you got a Jahmyr Gibbs who has been averaging 13 carries per game. And he likely jumps up to 18, 20, something like that. And if you have a guy that's that explosive in a good spot, likely good things happen.
Yeah, I mean, I know. And in fact, our next pick's a little chalky as well, but I just like the picks here. And I think they're so solid, especially given the talent of someone like Jahmyr Gibbs, who has, he has so much speed. And I think he can just take off and shake off a few defenders here and there. And I think he can get there for us. All right, next up, let's go to that other running back I was alluded to, the quad father, Saquon Barkley, over 94.5 rushing yards. LineStar's projection here is all the way at 118. And in fact, Barkley's averaging 120.6 rush yards per game over 9 of 14 games this season. He just had 146 last game against Washington, and going up against them here, 26th in rush defense DVOA is what they rank right now. And Barkley leads all running backs this year by averaging 2.6 yards before contact per attempt. And the Commanders' defense has struggled in this area, allowing 2 yards before contact per attempt on run plays. The worst mark in the league. Let's go with the quad father here. Tyler, your thoughts?
Saquon Barkley has 1,688 yards this season. We have only a couple games left here. He needs a huge game if he's going to get to 2K or if he's going to get to
Yep.
Dickerson. And I do believe that their coach is a little bit of a player's coach and likes to
Mm-hmm.
go for these big time records. I think that he's going to get the ball a lot in this game. They had 146 yards versus Washington
Mm-hmm.
last time they played. In
Yeah.
divisional games, he's been over in 2 of 3. They have not been shy about giving him the ball in these divisional games, and I don't think they'll be shy about it in this spot either. Let's go Barkley.
Yeah.
Rack up those yards and give us
Let's
something
go.
to really watch down the stretch.
All right, let's go. Why not? Another running back here. We're going to go to the Kansas City Chiefs, though, and we're going to go receiving yards for Isiah Pacheco. So we're going the over here on 7.5 receiving yards. LineStar in the consensus on our side, and Pacheco's averaging 16 receiving yards per game. So why is that line where it is at 7.5? Well, because they're going up against a pretty good defense that's been good against the pass with those running backs. They're second in pass defense DVOA. However, Achane and Mostert both went over that mark at 7.5 last week. So I think Pacheco could get there. I think the concern and the question I have to ask you, Tyler, is Mahomes playing? How is that impacting the way you handicap this?
Mahomes fully practiced. He's in. Gumby's out there. He's going to play. I think the biggest concern here is the fact that so far since Pacheco has came back, Pirine, Kareem Hunt, and Pacheco have all pretty much just been splitting the work where all of them are out there like 30-35%.
Mm-hmm.
That's the worry here, but he's averaging 2.8 targets per game still. He's averaging 6.7 yards per reception on his career, 7.3 per reception this season. And like you said, he's averaging 16 this season. I think of those 3 guys, he is going to be on the field when they need it the most and they need those checkdowns. He is a capable receiving back. We've seen it all year or all last year, the start of this year. I would be shocked if he had less than 3 targets. And if he gets 3 targets, there's a good chance he catches 2 of them. These averages, he's going over.
Yeah. All right. So those are our top 3. And now let's get to Tyler and I's favorite picks of the week in the prop market. So Tyler, where are you headed for your pick this week?
I'm going to go with Parker Washington over 28.5. Rush plus receiving. If that one's not on there, receiving is fine. I love this spot for Parker Washington. Our LineStar projections, 34.2. Consensus is 30.2. Mac Jones gave him his 100-yard performance, his 54-yard performance. And then there's no Christian Kirk, no Gabe Davis, no Evan Ingram. He is the clear wide receiver 2 now, and he's been over in 3 of 4 games as the wide receiver 2. Then you add on that it's the poor Raiders defense without Max Crosby, without that, it's going to be hard to get some pass rush. So I love Parker Washington in this spot. I think 28.5 is way too low, and I don't mind laddering this spot. Actually, I will ladder this spot. So
nice.
Let's go Parker Washington.
And let's go Mac Jones as well. Like that play there. We got to trust Mac Jones a little bit, sling it around. That's for sure. All right, for my pick, I am going to the Cleveland Browns and their running back, Jerome Ford, over 18.5 receiving yards. LineStar's projection is at 25, and the consensus is 20.5. This is a line that Ford's cleared for the last 5 games, and he's averaging 15.5 receiving yards per game, but he's in a great matchup going up against the Cincinnati Bengals, who are 31st in pass defense DVOA, versus the running back position. So I think he can get there against this defense. I also like the game script that this could favor Jerome Ford's receiving yards here. Cincinnati is 7.5-point favorites. So I feel like that could call for, if Cincinnati gets out to a big lead, a little prevent defense with the Bengals, and you got yourself maybe some receiving yards, maybe things open up in the short passing game for them, and that would be really great for Jerome Ford to clear over 18.5 receiving yards. Tyler, I'm not sure what his Madden rating is, but we could always consult Woody Johnson, right?
You can.
Do we want to?
Probably not.
All right, so those are our top 5 picks. We're going to throw them on a ticket on Underdog and send it this week 16. So if you've got any locks for us too, drop them in the comments below. At the end of the day, we're all just trying to help each other out and beat the books. Also, a comment enters you into our prop bets contest. If we go 5-0, one randomly selected commenter will win $100. We will announce that if we go 5-0 on our next show next week. So make sure you tune back into the LineStar YouTube channel next week. We've got some great prop picks coming your way. You know, the holiday season is here. We got to go win that money so we can afford all these holiday gifts this season. So let's go get it this week. Good luck, everybody. Best of luck in all of your prop betting endeavors. We'll see you guys next time.